Hi guys, I'm Andrea and welcome to my booktube channel. Today I'm here with my Latinx-A-Thon TBR. I have a lot of books in this TBR, so it's maybe a little bit too ambitious, but it's okay because there's lots of really cool Latinx, stuff and events, bookish things happening during Latinx Heritage Month, so hopefully those can just move on over to that and it kind of will be like very smooth, and if not, then I'll just have a lot of really great sounding books to read. For the first prompt of voices, I have two books. The first being Ordinary Girls by Shakira Diaz. She is a Puerto Rican writer. This is a memoir. This memoir is about growing up poor in Puerto Rico and Miami, about the kind of dissolution of her family, her mother's schizophrenia, and kind of finding family with your friends. It also deals with depression, mental illness, sexual assault, and Puerto Rico's history of colonialism. I know this book also fits the prompts of Latinidad, as Shakira identifies as gay and queer, and it might fit Roots. I'm not sure, as I haven't actually opened the book yet, but it may have some Spanish in there. I'm not sure. And then my second book is actually a poetry collection. It's Sana Sana by Ariana Brown, and I'm going to be reading this if I actually get it on time. I've been waiting for this book for like a month and it's still not here, but that's besides the point. Anyway, so Ariana Brown is a Black Mexican American poet from San Antonio, Texas, and I'm a really big fan of her spoken word. There's a lot of really cool poetry slams she's participated in, and I'll be leaving links somewhere here. But she's super good and I really admire her, and this is her debut book collection, and it explores Black girlhood, possibilities of queerness, finding your people, and trying to survive capitalism. Priscilla over at Bookie Charm and another Latinx-A-Thon co-host, she does a really great video review on this, and I heard there's a poem on Ozuna, which makes me very excited. And this book also fits the prompt of Latinidad, as Ariana identifies as queer, and it also fits the prompt of Roots because I do think there is Spanglish in this poetry collection. For the second prompt of Latinidad, which is read a book written by an intersectional Latinx author, I have The Undocumented Immigrants by Carla Cornejo Villavicencio, and it looks like this. I got the hardcover copy the other day, and it's about Carla, who is one of the first undocumented immigrants to graduate from Harvard. But basically, she explores the stories of other undocumented immigrants and Americans in the U.S. as well as her own, and it's kind of telling their stories while interweaving hers in it, I think, as well. So I'm really excited for this one. And she is Ecuadorian. This fits Latinidad, as Carla identifies as queer. So yeah, I'm very excited about this one. The next book I want to talk about is Children of the Land, a memoir by Marcelo Hernandez Castillo, another memoir. I'm very non-fiction centric this round of Latinx-A-Thon, but it's about Marcelo growing up undocumented in the US, and it follows his kind of journey and attempt as he tries to build a future in a nation that denies his existence. I'm really interested in this book as well because his family is from Tepechitlan, Zacatecas, which apparently is only 1 hour away from my dad's hometown. So I'm sure I'll recognize some of the names in here, which is kind of exciting. But yeah, he is a Mexican writer. And then for the prompt of Roots, which is read a translated book or a book featuring more than one language, I have Tender is the Flesh, and this is my first fiction book of the bunch by Agustina Basterica, and she is an Argentinian writer. This is a translated book. Original language was in Spanish, but basically it's about this world where this infectious disease kind of overtakes the planet, and like animal meat becomes poisonous to humans, so governments legalize cannibalization basically. And it follows Marcos, who is a worker at a local processing plant, who after a mysterious encounter is very conflicted on the meat he eats. Yeah, and I'm sure this will have a lot of gross and gory things, and I think that was a UPS man. And then for the next prompt of Heritage, which was reading a book written by an author from a non-Spanish speaking Latin American country or heritage, I have My Life as an Ice Cream Sandwich by Edie Zeboy. I've read a bunch of her other work and I'm a really big fan of it. I really enjoy her writing, and I was trying to look for something that was lighter than everything else that I was choosing to read. I've been choosing a lot of memoirs, nonfiction, heavy things, horror, so I wanted like a nice little middle grade to kind of balance everything out, and I've really been wanting to read this book for like the longest time. Basically, this book is about 12-year-old Ebony who loves all things sci-fi, and honestly same, and she lives with her grandfather Jeremiah, but then something happens and she has to live with her father in Harlem for a few weeks, and she discovers that Harlem has a really special place for sci-fi as well. It looks like it's gonna be super cute, and I love the cover. It's so cute. Yeah, I know, hopefully that'll be a nice wrap up to everything else I'll be reading. Number 5 is the group book, which is Latinx Lit Takeover, and that our group book is By Any Means Necessary by Candice Montgomery. Candice is an Afro-Brazilian author, and this book actually also fulfills the promise of voices, Latinidad, and heritage. The author is from Brazilian Heritage, which is a non-Spanish speaking country, and she is also non-binary and Muslim, so it fits Latinidad. It might also fit Roots, but I'm not sure if there's Portuguese in here, and I haven't opened it to check or anything like that. So it might actually fit all prompts, not sure. This book sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm just going to read the blurb on the back. On the day Tori moves and officially becomes a college freshman, he gets a call that might force him to drop out before he's even made it through orientation. The bank is foreclosing on the bee farm his uncle Miles left him. Tori's worked hard to become the first member of his family to go to college, but when the neighborhood held him back emotionally, Uncle Miles encouraged him to reach his full potential. For years, it was just the two of them tending the farm, and Tori can't let someone else erase his uncle's legacy without a fight. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun to read. I'm really excited for it, and we have a very cool announcement surrounding this book coming soon, so keep an eye out on our social media platforms. Those are most of the books I'm going to read. I also want to check out this comic I got in the mail the other day. It's called Mundo Diablo. It technically doesn't fit any of the prompts, maybe Roots, but Mundo Diablo is a comic book that is based off of the TV show Diablero, which I am a big fan of, and the person you see here on the cover is the main character of the TV show, called Elvis, and it is available to stream on Netflix if you haven't already seen it. It follows kind of a Monster of the Week arc, I guess you could say, but I really like it because the main characters, the main demon hunters, they draw on their indigenous background to defeat monsters, which is something I've necessarily seen before in TV or movies. Those are all the books that I'm planning on reading for Latinxathon. Let me know if you're participating and what books you're reading. I'd be super interested in finding out. If you want more TBRs, make sure to check out the rest of the hosts' videos, and keep an eye out on our social medias for more upcoming announcements. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.